And good afternoon. Meteorologist John Hickey with you in the weather office on a Friday. And since the noon newscast, we've seen some developments. We've seen a severe thunderstorm watch issued, and now we're even tracking some severe thunderstorm warnings. In fact, just a brand new one popped up before we came to you live here. So I want to give you a lay of the land, show you what's going on and what you can expect for the remainder of your day. To that end, we'll just jump right to the boards. A severe thunderstorm watch remains in effect until 8 o'clock this evening for all of northeastern and central Pennsylvania. Any of these storms that get going today will be capable of producing some damaging wind gusts locally over 60 miles an hour. There's also a hail risk today. We can actually see some hailstones maybe as big as like a ping pong ball, potentially, again, in some of the strongest storms. I want to show you what it looks like on radar right now, and it might be kind of tough to believe that we're getting severe weather going, especially from our valley cities down through the Poconos and into the coal region, where it's still rather cloudy, but further northwest, where our weather is coming in from, it has cleared out a bit, and that has led to some increased what we call instability for these storms to work with, and they are taking, unfortunately, full advantage of that. So a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings to tell you about. There's a brand new one now for far eastern Bradford County and into far northern Susquehanna County, and this one goes until 3 o'clock. So we've got a little ways to go with this particular severe thunderstorm warnings for some of our friends up in the northern tier. So just a heads up there, far northwest corner of Susquehanna County. This storm is moving in. It may contain, again, some damaging wind gusts. Also, that hail potential is in there too. This is going to include communities like Choconut and Little Meadows, Friendsville, also in that warning. Same for you in Laurel Lake, Forest Lake, and this does include Montrose, and up and down the Route 29 as well, up to Brookdale and Franklin Forks. So heads up in some of these communities. If you live there, pretty nasty storm heading your way. And this thing may have some pretty good wind with it as you look at some of those last kind of scans there on the radar. National Weather Service not really mentioning anything about the potential for a tornado with this, but some winds upwards of 60 miles an hour, and we may see some hail with this up to 1.25 inches in diameter. So that is pretty significant hail. So that is certainly one storm that we're going to have to watch. Another one that we're watching, and this one is in portions of Clinton County, south of the Renova area, heading towards Lock Haven. That warning there goes for another 13 minutes or so. This warning stays in effect until 2:30, and that storm also looking pretty healthy out in that neck of the world too. So some pretty strong storms moving again towards Lock Haven, although that particular storm probably heading a little farther south. Also, just want to let you know that the radar out in central Pennsylvania in State College is down for some maintenance until the middle of the month. So unfortunately, some of the storms out there may not appear as strong as what they really are, and that is all due to the fact that it's just so far away from the radar. We're not getting that real good look at it, so to speak. So you'll have to bear with us today. You might be looking at the radar and saying, John, it's way worse out here than what the radar shows. And again, that's just due to the fact that some of these storms are going to be really far from the radar today as we try to show you them. Here's a wider angle view. So as I mentioned, there is some clearing trying to work out ahead of this line, and it's only going to add some fuel to the fire, so to speak, for these storms to work with. Also just want to point out, though, notice what's going on across far western portions of New York State and, well, even into far western Pennsylvania, too. There's a nice little window of clearing in here, and that is your weekend weather, my friends. That is heading our way. So once we get through these storms here tonight, I got to tell you, I love the looks of your weekend. It's going to be awesome. And so the humidity is starting to ramp up in these areas that are starting to find some sunshine. Temperatures are also coming up too, and that combination of that warm, moist air and seeing that sunshine is again going to give some fuel to the fire for these storms to get pretty strong, if not severe. So we have the severe thunderstorm watch. We've been showing you this map for a couple of days now, just giving you the heads up that we've got some severe weather on the way. The greatest concern with storms today would be for some of those damaging winds, but we can't rule out some hail as well. So if you're just jumping into this live, quick recap. We've got a severe thunderstorm watch, stays in effect until 8 o'clock this evening. Any of these storms that get real strong today, technically severe, some winds over 60 miles an hour, and some good-sized hail a possibility too. We're tracking some storms, a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings, one in Susquehanna County, another one out in Clinton County, and we probably are going to end up finding a couple of more warnings issued before the day is over as these storms push east into this unstable air. So the watch goes till 8. we're going to be with you every step of the way with these storms, keeping an eye on things for you. And of course, if anything really nasty kind of gets ramped up, we'll be breaking in on TV. But if things don't get that bad and we just stick with some of these severe thunderstorm warnings, we'll be seeing you today starting at 4 o'clock with the latest updates on this line. Meteorologist Jeremy and Lawan and myself will be keeping you up to date and up to speed on things. But again, get through these storms and we've got a really nice weekend ahead. Hey, thanks for joining this live conversation.